Good afternoon and happy Saturday to all of your sunshiny faces, guys. I'm sorry, I'm looking like a hot mess. I need to go take a shower. But guys, I just went to Aldi. I actually wanted to go to Valley Produce and Caputo's today. Just like to go and pick up like some produce stuff and things like that, because like I bought some produce stuff last week, but I didn't like get a lot because obviously it wasn't the best deals. Like when I shop around at like Valley Produce and Caputo's and go to Aldi, normally I wind up with a lot of produce, but just because I ended up going to Aldi, I still ended up actually getting a lot. They had grapes on sale and cuties, strawberries, I got limes because we needed limes. They have potatoes and cabbage on sale for St. Patrick's Day for tomorrow. And I think we just got bananas as well. So we did end up getting like a good amount of produce, especially compared to like what we actually ended up buying, which I think we spent like under, like right around 80 bucks or something like that. But again, I've got freezer dinners done still that are out in the freezer. I don't have to worry about those. And then I've also like we have the, what's it called, St. Patrick's Day tomorrow, so I did have to get some of the stuff for that, along with we also got like the corned beef and everything as well. And then I just got some like other random stuff that we needed, like we needed milk and eggs, which were actually both like cheaper than they were I think last week or 2 weeks ago or something like that. And I also ended up getting just like other stuff like snack stuff and things like that. Some cereal and like that kind of stuff. But since I actually don't know when Jack's spring break is, I was going to say since Matthew's not on spring break anymore, we don't have to worry so much about like, you know, him being home and eating all of the food, or like Jack either too. But I was trying to think, I was like, oh well, Jack will be on spring break next week, and I was like, no, he's not. I don't even know, maybe it's like the end of March or like the beginning of April or something like that. Sometimes it winds up being like the weekend before Easter, or like the week before Easter, so then you get that Friday off for Good Friday and then like Sunday. There's a couple times though where like our school district didn't wind up doing that, and so like we didn't get that Friday off. I think like we might have gotten the week after Easter, but that's because like Easter changes. So I don't know, like sometimes like I said, we ended up getting like the 1 week off, and then other weeks we'd end up getting like a random different week for like our spring break. So Matthew's spring break is finishing up. He is going back tomorrow. I need to actually go finish the last load of laundry, or I think I have 2 loads of laundry left actually. But I need to throw the stuff from the dryer into from the washing machine into the dryer, sort out the stuff that's already in the dryer. I also kind of need to do a load of dishes as well, because my mom made Irish soda bread for St. Patrick's Day tomorrow. I was going to say Valentine's Day, guys. I've almost said that twice now. But I did actually get through a lot of laundry. I also edited 2 vlogs for today, got my grocery shopping done, and like I said too, I need to still finish the dishes. Although all the dishes actually were washed yesterday, I didn't even have enough to run a full load, but there was a whole bunch of like stuff that my dad said he was gonna wash. I don't even know what it was. It was like his stuff from like his coffee cups. Honestly, guys, I think I've told you guys this before too. One of my biggest pet peeves is like when people put stuff in the sink that is like still needs to be rinsed out or something like that. Because like we do our dishes like on the left side, okay, because our like kitchen sink doesn't turn really well to the left side. And so normally we wind up leaving the rinsed dishes on the left side, and we used to have like a dish rack kind of thing in there, but that was like years ago. So on the right side is where we actually like wash dishes and everything like that, and the left side is where we leave all of our rinsed dishes, and then those are the ones I put in the dishwasher because they need to be like rinsed out, I think, before we put them in the dishwasher. I've always done it that way too, and we've never had a really good dishwasher that actually like gets off and removes like, you know, stuff that is stuck on there, especially if it's like really nasty. Like if it was something that like maybe just had like cereal and like had milk in it left over or whatever, and like had been loaded up recently. But like once like it's a little bit like a day after, you know, if you had cereal for breakfast and I didn't do the dishes until like the next morning or like that night or something like that, sometimes the stuff can get like nasty and sticky, and like, you know, stuff can get stuck on there. And so like it still needs to like be rinsed out before you put it in the dishwasher. At least for me personally, I don't like to do that, and nobody in our house is like, we've never done like just throw your stuff out however dirty it is into the dishwasher. Always rinse our stuff out beforehand. And so a lot of times what my parents especially, because they're always in a hurry to go be doing something, even like Jack and Matthew are bad about leaving their dishes upstairs and then not bringing them down and rinsing them out, so they're all like with stuff stuck all over them. Or like my mom will cook and then like leave the dishes, or like bake or something like that and then like leaves the dishes, or like doesn't like rinse stuff out like afterwards. Like me, I don't like to have any kind of like dishes like left over. Like if I made something that day, like I need to make sure that I wash it out that same day. I don't like to leave it afterwards. However, like with my mom and my dad too will do this, they'll leave dishes in the side to like be rinsed out, and won't wind up getting back around to it. So then other people start stacking their dishes up in there, and then before you know it, you can't even like turn on the kitchen sink because there's so many dishes on that side. Or else they'll wind up leaving them on the counter right next to the sink, and they won't rinse them out. So like my dad will leave like a coffee, like a travel, you know, coffee mug or whatever, or like he uses the blender bottles for like his protein shakes and stuff like that, and he'll leave them and they'll sit for like 2 days on the either on the counter or on the sink, and like we'll never rinse them out. I find it to be not difficult to rinse your dishes when you go in there and like take care of it. And if you take care of it right away, like normally dishes rinse out pretty easily. But if you leave them and let them sit almost all day and then go to rinse them out, normally you wind up having to scrub your dishes because there's stuff that's gunked on there, and you know. So yeah. So anyways guys, my dad ended up actually taking care of all the stuff that has been sitting on the counter and like in the sink that nobody rinsed out today. So I had a whole heck of a lot more dishes now that I do have to run a load for. So I guess that was my long story, but that's honestly guys like one of my biggest pet peeves ever is not rinsing out dishes. And like it's kind of just that whole like lazy, like just be responsible for yourself. Like that's my biggest pet peeve, is just people not being responsible for themselves. And I think that falls under the umbrella of the whole thing, is that like you just like take care of what you need to take care of. You know, if it was your dish, just like rinse it out like right after you're done eating, and it's not hard, and it doesn't take, you know, 5 minutes of you trying to scrub stuff that's been sitting on there all day off. You know, like my mom will do that too with her coffee cups, which frustrates me guys, because she'll leave like a tiny little bit of coffee like just in the bottom of the coffee cup, and then like it's sat like from morning until like late afternoon, and like then it's like nasty like coffee stuck on the bottom of the coffee mug, or like there's a ring around it or like something, and like it doesn't get rinsed out right away. So now you actually have to go in and like make sure you scrub it out and everything like that, instead of like if I had brought my coffee cup in there the same, you know, right after I finished drinking it and bring it in there, I might only just have to quick rinse it out and it's just fine. Like barely even have to do anything. Matthew is bad about doing that with bowls from cereal. He'll kind of rinse them out, but there'll still be milk in it, and then he winds up pouring it all over like the cleaned, like the rinsed out dishes, and then I have to rinse all of those dishes again. So that's my other biggest pet peeve guys. So people who take care of things but don't take care of them well enough, and winds up being like a bigger headache for somebody else then. So yeah guys, but that I did wind up actually getting to a lot of stuff today, and I felt like I had more time in the day today. I didn't actually wind up really waking up any earlier, but I felt like I had more time today, which was weird. So I need to go and wash my hair, and like I said, go through a load of laundry and before I go to bed. But I will see you guys all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, I'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye guys.